staunch advocate of free speech. You defended Amir Khan when he came out and he made that statement. I'm going to run it up. Actually, I'm going to play that. Let's listen to it first. Give me 30 seconds for our viewers to think about what he said in 2016. In the aftermath of a lynching, he came out, many intellectuals came out, returned their awards to the government saying, we don't want anything more to do with this saffron government, this Hindu nationalist Sarkar that is promoting Hindu revivalism in this country. Intolerance is rampantly spreading across the country, he said about India. Listen to this.
Your answer, do I agree with that? I also feel that there is a sense of insecurity, there is a sense of fear, there is a sense of...
More than there was...
Earlier?
Earlier?
Yeah, I think in the last maybe 6 months, 8 months, there has been a growing sense of despondency, I would say. I mean, when I sit at home and talk to Kiran, you know, Kiran and I have lived all our lives in India. For the first time, Kiran says, should we move out of India? Now, that's a disastrous and very big statement for Kiran to make to me.
This is 2015, viewers. 2015, you're saying that you might be contemplating leaving this country because of intolerance. And who do you in 2020 sit in the lap of? You go and you meet the Erdogans, the very epitome, allegedly, of intolerance, Dr. Ranganathan. What does that tell you?
Yes, Rahul, maybe he was thinking of leaving India and going to Turkey and settling there. No, but to be honest, I think we might be looking too much into it. I mean, why? Why would a patriot and conscientious man like Amir Khan meet the partner in crime wife of a ruthlessly Islamist, bigoted, misogynist dictator like Erdogan? Unless, perhaps Amir wanted to implore Mrs. Erdogan to condemn the shameless anti-India stance of her husband, or to not support and side with India's enemies on Kashmir so as to make it a den for Islamic terrorism, or to not finance the anti-CA protests, to not make Turkey a haven for ISI, to not see himself as a modern-day caliph espousing religious supremacy, to come clean on his military and logistical support to the ISIS, to accept that his son-in-law was in cahoots with companies buying oil from ISIS, to not perpetrate large-scale violence and genocides on the Kurds, to stop refusing to accept that the Turks murdered 1.5 million Armenians from 1914 to 1917, to not support Islamist terror organizations like the Al-Qaeda, to not carry out ruthless purges, murders, kidnappings, imprisonment of 52,410 journalists, artists, intellectuals, politicians, lawyers in the last 3 years, to not siphon off public money amid recession, to construct a 1,000-room palace to live in, to reject his agreement and acceptance that homosexuality brings disease, to abrogate the constitutional amendment that gives him emergency powers, to impose hijab and alcohol-free zones, or, please give me 30 seconds, perhaps, instead, he congratulated Mrs. Erdogan for inaugurating the mosque built by demolishing the Hagia Sophia church, or for agreeing with her husband that, I quote, no Muslim family should consider birth control because we want to multiply our descendants, end quote. Perhaps Amir wanted to compare notes on religious supremacist views and tell her what he had said in 2010, and I quote, I faced no religious dilemma whatsoever while marrying Hindu women, but of course, I made it very clear that my kids will always follow only Islam, unquote. So yes, we might be looking too much into it. Let's wait for the justice and human rights loving, conscientious Amir clarify.